Okay, today kind of is a small combination of some things we talked about before. Remember, proportional just means that they are equal. Proportions form equal fractions. For example, if you have 3/5 and 6/10, those are equal fractions, so they are proportional. And I believe we mentioned this before. One of the quick ways to figure out if two fractions are proportional is to do what? Remember this? And not reduce, don't say reduce, because that wasn't what it was. Holly? No, not making them the same denominator either. Alex?
You multiply, okay.
Exactly. The diagonals, two numbers are proportional if when you multiply the diagonals, they are equal. In other words, 3 times 10 has to equal 5 times 6. And if that is true, then they are proportional. 30 does equal 30. Okay? That's a quick way to see if fractions are actually equal. And then, along those same lines is this small little helpful tidbit here. Before, when we did proportions, we would have something that looks like this, and you'd go, okay, 6 over 7 equals what number over 49? How did you figure that out? This was making the equal fractions where you would go say, okay, well, 7 goes 7 times into 49, so 7 times 7 is 49. 6 times 7 is 42, and that's my answer. Well, not always are things quite that cut and dry. For example, if you run across a problem like this, 6 over 10 equals 9 over what number? Well, you sit there and you think about it. I mean, some of you probably would catch this, but not. You can't think of a number. 6 times not really anything is 9, other than some fractions and some decimals there. When that comes up, today's little lesson talks about, you need to use cross products, which means this. When you come across a problem that you can't figure out, you can always multiply the diagonals. 6 times what number is going to give you 9 times 10? Which means 6 times what number gives you 90. How would you figure the answer to that? You would take 90 and divide it by 6. You are going to get 15. This number here has to be 15 because it has to add up to the same thing when multiplied together. The multiplied together gives you the other diagonal thing. And sometimes when you get to really hard mathematics, you sometimes actually could get a fraction for your answer. In other words, if you had 7 over 8 equals, I don't know, 27 over what number? It doesn't always in math have to work out really nice and neat. And in this case, it won't. We'll end up with some. I would leave it as a fraction, probably. 7 times what number equals 8 times 27? This times this has to equal that times that. 7 times what number equals, what's 27 times 8? 216. So then you'd have to do the, what is 216 divided by 7? And you get, oh, it does work out? How is that? Wait, what's it supposed to be?
16.
Oh, that's not good. I was hoping it wouldn't work out. 7 doesn't go to 6, so you get 30 and 6 sevenths. Not very many of them are going to work out that way, but that's kind of the gist there. If they don't work out, you're going to end up with some sort of a repeat answer there. Any problem with that? I wouldn't think so.